Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Beyond the Cover. Yes, where you will discover exactly what it is and what it's going to be. As you can see on me, I have one of our Amore to Classy boutique dresses on, Dress to Impress. And also behind me, we have this beautiful Amore to Classy Dress to Impress also. So that's what I had to show you on today. Before we get into the topic of today, we're going to let Miss Deb give you the financial literacy that you need in order to succeed, and then we'll get right into it.
Thank you, Ms. Shanidra. As always, I want to thank Beyond the Cover. Excited about today's little tidbits. I don't know why I'm excited about it, but I just think these are some good ones. Um, I am Deborah Porter and with DWP Consulting Group, which is Destined with Purpose. And so we're going to bring you pillar number 6. Remember, we've already covered 5 pillars, and these are the 7 pillars of financial wisdom. But today we are going to cover number 6, which is the pillar of financial wisdom. Now, keep in mind, this will all be in a book that will come out hopefully during the fall. We have everything ready, not ready to go, but all the things put together for the book. So you will not miss out. Even if you miss some of the pillars, you will not miss out when the book comes out because it will all be in there, plus a whole lot more. So we're just skimming the top, if you will. We're just skimming the top of the book, but we're going to really delve into it when the book comes out. So we're anxious and excited about that. But this pillar, remember, we've already covered, as I said, 5. The pillar number 1, freedom from debt. Pillar number 2, um, savings, pillar of saving. Pillar number 3, giving. Pillar number 4, financial sowing and reaping. Pillar number 5, um, pillar of patience. And this one, will probably start the book out with this one because it is such a big one. The pillar of financial wisdom. And that's really the name of the book. So we're going to start, give you these little tidbits that you can take these little tidbits and really, um, we will delve into them just a little bit, not too much, but we'll delve into them just a little bit and we'll get started. So, the first little tidbit that I want to give you about the financial wisdom is don't spend more than you earn. You know, we get excited, especially when we have our money and want to, go out and splurge. And there's nothing wrong with splurging every once in a while, but we don't want to just spend, spend, spend. And because we have credit cards, we're going to spend even more than what we earn with our paycheck. And so a lot of times we get in trouble because, you know, one person told me at one particular time, I didn't know I had to pay the credit card bills. I had a 1,500 limit and I just went and bought, and I didn't realize that I had to pay the credit card. Hmm. Yeah, you have to pay your bills. Pay your bills. That's one thing that we really stress. You know, you have to pay your bills. So this was somebody who was young, just right out of, I think right out of high school, maybe first year of college. And you know how they get college kids with all these credit cards. But they had a $1,500 limit and they were just spending, spending, spending. And then it came due and they said, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to pay $100 on this credit card bill. So, you're using that as money, and that's don't spend. Number 1, don't spend more than you earn. Number 2, consider your credit score as a ranking of your financial health. Your credit score is important. If you have a 500 credit score, then what does that say about your financial health? Probably, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you say, well, how do you know I'm doing that? Been there, done that, you know. So I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and until I can get my finances together and get that credit score up, pay my debt down, and then when I have a 700 credit score or above, then what does that say about your financial health? That I am doing pretty good. I've got some debt paid off. I probably don't have a whole lot of debt to pay other than, the regular um, housing, food, clothing, um, telephone, those kinds of things. And those things are going to be there. but you don't have a whole lot of other installment debt or credit card debt, that kind of thing, when that credit score gets up there. So that's important. Number three, acknowledge your financial weaknesses. We all been there. Don't be embarrassed by them. You know, talk to a financial counselor, talk to someone that can walk you through and give you a plan for your financial journey. A lot of times it's just a matter of looking at what's happened and going through that and saying, well, I'm going to take this little tidbit and work on this. I'm going to take this little one and work on this until I get that one paid off. And then before you know it, you're paying down your debt. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So that's what I want, because you didn't get there overnight, and that elephant is huge. That elephant of debt may be huge, but you can squeeze it down by taking one bite at a time. Automate your savings. If you want to save, I don't care if it's just $10 a month. Have that taken out of your paycheck. It goes aside to your savings automatically, and you don't even miss it. $10 a month is $10 a month. 10 times 12 is $120 a year. And then if I multiply that by 24, that's $240 a year. If I never touch it, then you'll see how that grows. But what if you can do more than $10 a month? Look how much that will grow. Or if I don't buy, something that, as I always use a Coca-Cola as an example. If I spend $1 a day for a Coke, and then at the end of the month I spent $30 on those Cokes, I could be putting that and feeling better too, because Cokes aren't good for you. But that's not that's neither here nor there. But you want to put that away, $30 a month times 12, $360 a year. That's how you start thinking about saving and how can I save. And you didn't really have to pull it out of anything else. You just started saving from not buying sodas. Don't buy something unless it makes sense to do so. And what does that mean? A lot of times we see something and we want to get it right then. Well, I'll use something like appliances. Now, appliances do wear out and over a period of time. But if you have a refrigerator that's working good, if you have a washer and dryer that's working good, if you have a microwave that's working good, and you say, I just want a new one. And because I have a white washer and dryer, but I want a stainless steel washer and dryer, or a black washer and dryer, or I want the front loading. But your washer and dryer is working perfectly. Don't buy something unless it makes sense. It didn't make sense to buy a new washer and dryer just because you wanted to change the color. It just didn't make sense because you had a good working washer and dryer. Now you spent money that you really didn't need to spend. Keep your fixed expenses as low as possible. What are those fixed expenses? Your rent is a fixed expense. Now, every year, you may have to negotiate with your landlord or something like that, an amount. But for the most part, if your rent is $1,000, it'll be $1,000 probably for that whole lease period. Or if you have a mortgage and it's $1,500, it'll be $1,500 probably for the life of the loan, unless escrow goes up or something like that. But pretty much what that's going to be. Things that fluctuate, that's going to be credit card bills or installment loans definitely stay the same unless you borrow more money. Credit cards, you want to pay more than the minimum, but if you just can pay the minimum, that's going to be a $40 or $50 a month bill. The way that you get those credit cards down is just, don't keep charging on them. Pay that $40 or $50 a month, and they'll keep going down. It'll take you a little while, but it'll keep going down. Start with the smallest one first, and then pay that down. There's a rule of thumb, 50, 30, 20. Fixed expenses should not be more than 50% of your take-home income. So 50% for your fixed expenses, 30, 20 for your other expenses. So, if you think about that and just kind of keep that in mind, you'll know, well, I can't really go over 50% for my fixed expenses. Number 7, if you don't have the cash to buy it, then you can't afford it. Real simple. If you don't have the cash to buy it, you can't afford it. Now, you may say, well, I got a credit card, as we said earlier, but that's not cash. You're going to have to pay that at some time. But if you don't have the cash in hand, just say, I can't afford it. Now, it's not to say that you shouldn't spend a little something on yourself every now and then, which is good. But if you see something that's $50 and you say, well, I got $50, but I really want this one over here that's 75. You only have the $50. So why not spend the 50? Because that's what you budgeted for, that 50, not the 75. So just keep those kind of things in mind. If you don't have the cash to buy it, then you can't afford it. Number 8, financial education is the key to your money fears. As we said earlier, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to spend what you need to spend. But in other words, still get some education, financial literacy. They don't teach financial literacy in school anymore. So we have to learn so we can teach our children. And there's nothing to be embarrassed about it. That's the best investment that you can make for yourself for the most part, getting financial education on those things so that you can have a great financial journey, not just a journey, living from a paycheck to paycheck or hand to mouth or however it is, because a lot of times we get to a point where we really need something that we have to buy and we don't have savings or have any money to buy that. But, something goes out, if a refrigerator really goes out, or if a stove really goes out and I really need that, money to buy and I don't have it, then I have to get it on credit or I have to borrow the money to do that. So let's be real careful about that. Education is the best thing that you can do. And then treat yourself, as we said earlier, treat yourself every once in a while. You work hard, true enough. So don't say that, well, I just can't buy anything. Or if you're on a budget and you say, for this length of time, I'm not going to buy anything for myself because I'm saving that, then that's understandable. But if you want to treat yourself to, something every once in a while, a pair of shoes, a new blouse, or dress or whatever, then budget it in and say, this is what I'm going to spend to treat myself. Or if I want to have a spa day or a pedicure or a manicure, then budget it in. But that may not be every day or every month or every week. You're budgeting it in so that you can treat yourself. And then last but not least, you are in control of your money. Don't let your money control you, where you don't know what went out, what came in. And I know this is what my paycheck said, but now I'm, running after trying to catch up, that kind of thing. Just keep those little 10 tidbits in mind. And I guarantee you'll come out of your financial journey ahead of the game. So thank you so much for Beyond the Cover. I have enjoyed sharing these tidbits with you. And I look forward to seeing you next time.
Well, that was some great information. Much needed. Like she said, we shouldn't spend money on things we really don't need. If we can do a little bit to our own hair, try to fix your own hair up so you can save for a vacation or save for whatever it is. If you can paint your own toenails and, use your own foot spa sometimes, that's a self-care time. You can just take some time aside when the kids are asleep or whatever. I find ways to do what I want to do. If I want self-care and I don't have anyone to help care for the kids, when they go to sleep, I'll go ahead and put my feet in the spa thing or whatever and relax or whatever. But you don't have to spend, like she said, especially when you don't have it. It's best to, try to save as much as you can to do the future things that you're really aiming to do. So I appreciate you for your financial literacy. Absolutely. We're going to go right into the commercials and then we'll be right back.
Honey, see me. Behind my game boy, I got game, girl, it comes easy.
As you know, we have the fashion show coming up August the 6th. Again, if you want to be a vendor at this fashion show, you definitely want to register. All you have to do is scan the QR code if you are wanting to attend. There's limited spots, so you definitely want to go ahead and purchase your ticket. It's only $25, so that you can go for sure. We have it posted at City Trends. Let me think. Simply 10. Regions Bank on the east side. We have it at City Trend, both of the City Trends on Western and East Knoxville. And we have it at the Crew. It's a place on Kingston Pike. So that's all that I have to tell you guys about the fashion show. We also have the women's networking event that everyone has asked me about. That will be on July the 10th. So you definitely want to attend. It's at 2 p.m. here at the location 7122. Now I'm going to show you guys how to watch the show. As you
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
We definitely have our Beyond the Cover Academy starting summer camp starting up. That is actually going to be on starting July the 19th. We have some early registers that will be attending before July the 19th. But if you just wanting to get the deal, the $75 deal is 1 week. They'll get the financial literacy, they'll get everything in that week. But if you needing more than just 1 week, I will put out the new flyer for you guys to sign your children up at beyondthecoveracademy.org. So you definitely want to sign in your children up today. Now, that's all I think I have to show you as far as that is concerned. Now, as you know, for the show, I'm going to let you know how it's going to go. Now, the title is Was Blind, Now I See. Now, we know that we have been reading John the 8th chapter. Well, we started at John the 8th chapter. Then we skipped to John the 10th chapter. But now God said, oh, no. See, you briefed them on the blind man. But see, I don't think they understand what happened with the blind man. So he said, I think you need to let them know how it's going to go. So you definitely want your journal, most definitely. As you can see, I put in all my revelations that God gives me for this show or in general in my journals with my pen, as you can see. So, and you definitely, for the first 10 people to sign up for the women's event, which is right here. First 10 people to sign up for this event will receive one of the Goals journals for the first 10 women. Now, this event is only $25 if you want to attend, but the first 10 women that purchases, and you could say you're going to attend, but when you purchase and you pay the $25 to attend, you will get the Goals journal. Others will get a journal as well. As you know, I always give out journals. But if you want the goals journals to help you with your goals, the first 10 people will receive the goals journal. So just want to make sure you know about that. Don't forget to get our catalog. We do have a new magazine out. You will get that surprise on next week. But it should be here Friday, no later than Friday. But we already know how that goes. So you will get to see the new magazine on Friday. On next Tuesday. It'll be a big surprise, big reveal. So you definitely want to tune in next Tuesday to see, unless God allows me to show you guys, the magazine beforehand. But as you understand, I'll go with his plan, not my plan. Now, as you know, the title is Was Blind, Now I See. What does that mean, Shanidra? What does it mean when you say was blind, now I see? Now, this can go many different ways. As I told you guys on Thursday, they didn't even recognize him after God had, unblinded him. They was like, is that the same? It looks like that man, but is that same man that was blind and that was begging and all of this and that? And he was like, yes, it's me. Like, if you can't see, I know I was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see spiritually. I mean, he sees it all now. But God said before I just tell you about it, we're going to read about it. We're going to dig deep up in here. We're going to go beyond the cover so that you can discover exactly what it is and what it's going to be. So, as you know, we will go into the NIV version of the Bible. And, we went to John the 8th chapter, and there they was trying to, call him. It was the dispute over who Jesus was, how Jesus had to claim himself. And then we skipped chapter 9, but I briefed you on it Thursday. And we went to chapter 10, where he was telling them, like, very truly, I tell you, anyone who does not enter the sheep's pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way is a thief and a robber. But he was telling them, the conflict over him, at the festival. He was telling them who he was. They didn't want to believe him. He was telling them, well, if you don't believe me, you can go by my works, all of this. Remember, we talked about all of this. This was John the 10th chapter. Well, God told us to go back to John the 9th chapter because I briefed you on, him healing the blind man, as you can understand. And so now we got to go into it because, they didn't even recognize him because they was used to him begging. See, you never know what God is doing. But we're going to dig into it because he's telling me to get through it before I dig into it so you can know for sure. So here we go. So John, the 9th chapter in the NIV version of the Bible. As you can see, I'm in my word. John, the 9th chapter. Now, it says, Jesus, Yahweh, heals a man born blind. He was born blind. But let's see how people look at things when you can't see stuff and they're thinking you're blind and oh, she don't know that, ha ha ha, I ain't gonna tell her that. They like when you're begging and when you don't know things and they know things and all this stuff and they try to blame other stuff. Like, oh, I know why she ain't got no money now, or I know why he don't have this because he probably was sinning, or he probably this and he probably that and la-di-da-di-da. But let's dig into it, honey. Let's get right into it. It says, John the 9th chapter, starting at the first verse. We'll dig into it. It says, as he went along, he saw a man blind. This is as Yahweh went along. He saw a man blind. His disciples asked him, Rabbi. Now, this is his disciples, his own disciples that are walking with him. They already know. And that should know spiritually. But, his disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Like, Was it his parents, or did this man sin or whatever that he's born blind? Like, why is he blind? There's got to be something wrong. Something their parents had to do something wrong, or something has to be wrong for this man to be born blind. Nothing has to be wrong, but we about to move on so you can know. Yahweh simply told him, sweetheart, so you can be a part. On John the 9th chapter, verse 3, he said, neither this man nor his parents sinned. Just because they are at this parched season in their life doesn't mean that they have sinned or did anything wrong, sweetheart. But we got to move on. He said, neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus, Yahweh. But this happened so that the works of God, this situation that they are in right now, happened. Listen, I need y'all to listen to this part, sweetheart, so you can understand and you won't continue to judge and plan and ban such people because you think that they are blind and they can't see and that they are just begging for free and all this stuff and you don't know and whatever. You don't want to uphold and all this stuff. But anyways, he said, Yahweh said, we're on John the 9th chapter, verse 3, neither this man nor his parents sinned. Nobody has sinned. This is not why this person is in this situation. Nobody has sinned. How you gonna win when you ain't everything? I'm just like, but he said, Jesus said, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. Do you hear this? This is happening so that the works of God might be displayed in him. So it's not that he sinned. It's not that his parents sinned. It's not something that he particularly did to make him not be able to see from birth. It's something God said, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. Verse 4. It says, as long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world. So that's what Yahweh told him. After saying this, he spit on his hands. Yahweh spit on the ground, made some mud with the saliva, and put it on the man's eyes. So he grabbed the mud, put it on his eye. I can see on stuff, so it's just like graphic. Verse 7, go, he told him, wash in the pool of Siloam. This word means sent. So the man went and washed and came home seeing. So he went, to the let me get to it because I want to say the right thing. To the pool of Siloam, and washed, and went and washed and came home seeing. So he was able to see after that. His neighbors, so everybody watching, they knew he was begging, they knew he couldn't see, and they was loving that, oh, he's begging, oh, he needs something, he needs somebody, he need me, or she need me, or whatever, because they in this parched season at this second. Oh, they must have sinned or whatever, they must not be right within, because why would they be parched at this time, or why would this happen to them, and all this stuff. But God already told you what it is and what it's going to be. It's not that they sinned, it's just so that, but anyways. So now the neighbors on verse 8, John the 9th chapter, verse 8, it says his neighbors and those who had formerly seen him begging. So all these people that formerly just saw him begging, they just saw him begging. So they looking at him like, what? He can see now? This can't be that man. But let's read on because I'm going ahead. Thank you, Lord. So it says his neighbors and those who had formerly seen him begging asked, isn't this the same man who used to sit and beg? Isn't it that person that used to beg? That blind person? Like this, ain't that person that couldn't see nothing? Ain't that person that, was begging for money? Isn't it that person? But anyway, verse 9, it says some claim that he was. Others said, no, he only looks like him. They can't even believe it because they're like, we just saw him begging. How can he see now? He couldn't even see. So now all of a sudden he can see, and now he's destined to be. Yes, sweetheart. That's why we must go beyond the cover so that we can discover, sweetheart. But see, that's beyond you, ain't it? It's over your head, just whoop over there, because you're too busy judging. While you're judging, God is judging you. He said, "Judge not, or ye too shall be judged in the same way in which you judged." So that's what happens. So, anyways, others said, no, he only looks like him. But he himself insisted, I am the man. Like, I don't know if y'all understand what it is. I don't just look like the person. I am the person, sweetheart. Yes, you did see me begging. Yes, just maybe today or yesterday. You saw me begging. You thought I was blind. You thought I wasn't fine. But look at me now. He said, I'm no longer blind. Now I see. Now, for all the people that saw me begging and didn't want to help, and that saw me at my parch season, and that was for me, sweetheart. That was for me to know. So you don't have to literally be blind, like legally blind. You can be spiritually blind, or you can be blind to certain situations that God has been trying to show you. So sometimes when you're in a bind, it's not for just because you have sinned or that you're not right within. It's so that you can see the people that are within that's not your friend. Oh, look at God. He is fitting some stuff. So he said, because they can't go where you go. Where you go, they cannot go, sweetheart. They can't even be a part of the blessing that's about to happen, sweetheart. Because once you were blind, they didn't want to help you. They want to sit on their hands. Keep that same energy. Sit on your hands. Don't understand. You don't understand why. And you want to point and look and and all of this extra stuff. But God, he said, you wanted to help, or you tried to help for your glory and to shame and blame other people and defame their name. But watch what I do. See, you ain't going to even recognize because you such a fool when they come through. But he insisted. But he himself insisted, I am that man. If you don't understand, I don't just look like I am. I am that person that was blind, that was just begging. Yes, that was me. Yes. But look at me, blessed. Yes. Verse 10. He said, how then? They said, how then were your eyes open? They asked. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. But, they claim to be of God and all this stuff. But you're not even doing what God told you to do. He said, why did you call me Lord, Lord? But you don't do what I say. You sitting here judging. You sitting here coveting. You're sitting here hating. You're sitting here debating my word. You're sitting here using and abusing. You're sitting here doing all this stuff. Claiming my name. You're doing this for your glory. When you help, you don't give God the glory. Oh, look what, I had to go help such and such because they've been begging and they down and that no, because you trying to wear the crown, sweetheart. But God about to break it down. He about to take that crown, honey. He is about to take that crown back because God is gonna get the glory at the end of the story. Yes, you will be blessed. For those of you who have been blind, but now you see, honey, what we not gonna do is continue to be a fool. So once he showed you who you are not supposed to take to this next level, see, he allows certain things, not because you sin, not because you're not right within, but the people that are not right within, or that claim to be your friend, but that's not your friend, that's a friend of me, which is the enemy. He wants to show you all of that. He wants to let you see how they are really to be before you succeed. Because once he removes you spiritually from the spiritual blindness that you are in right now, my friend, and then you move up, because right now it looks like Joseph was in jail and he would never see, but it was like within a day he became. Everything had to go through him. Sweetheart, when you are apart, all things work together for your good if you understood. So you can't win if you're not right within, my friend. Okay? If you don't obey the Almighty, I don't know what to say. You can say whatever you want to say. You can act like, fake, like whatever, but you're not like what God has you to be like. He said they're not like me. Please. They don't even do what I say. They don't even obey and pray to the Almighty. They want to sage and fake like and wonder why stuff ain't right. Because they're not tight. But anyway, like he said, I am the man. How then, they asked, how then were your eyes open? They asked. He simply replied, the man they call Jesus, the man that they call Yahweh, honey. Yahweh, or you can hit the highway. He said, the man they call Yahweh, Jesus, made some mud and put it on my eyes. He told me to go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, and then I could see. Now I'm standing in front of me. Oh my thing. I'm just fine. Verse 12. Where is this man? They asked. I don't know, he said. So now the Pharisees invest the healing and all of this to investigate the healing. Now they I gotta see, I gotta find this out. How in the world? I just saw him begging and he couldn't see. He was blind from birth. How in the world can he see now? How in the world is he out of that bondage? Honey, how in the world? Yahweh or the highway. See, in the world, when you do the things of this world, you don't understand God. You need to decide on today whom you're going to pray and obey. He said, choose ye this day whom you're going to serve in your actions, sweetheart. Or you're judging and misjudging people. God is looking at you while you're acting like a fool and going through the most. You can act like and fake like everything's going perfect with your little life and you're just, nothing has ever happened. You've never done and all of this and that and what have you. That's fine. If you're just trying to grind for a dime, but and waste your time. But when you're ready to succeed and be who you're destined to be, you can call me or first, thank you, Lord. First, you need to call the Almighty. Then, if he directs you to me, that's who I'm going to direct you to anyway. So, as you know, for sure, you can't go anywhere without God. You can't breathe, you can't see, you can't do nothing. You can't be who you're destined to be without the Almighty. Period. I can't tell you. That's why this facility has so many different rooms so that the kids can figure out what it is that I would not be telling anybody anything. Period. Now, I would lead them through the book that's been on Amazon since 2017. But other than that, this is a life journey. This is something, all I'm really going to connect them to is the Almighty. Because God said acknowledge him in all your ways and allow him to direct your path. He's the one that directs my path. Everybody asks me, well, how are you successful? And you tell me that you don't know like a lot of things about your next step in the business or whatever. I'm like, well, this is what I have planned, but I really don't, know everything, the ins and outs of how this is going to go. Because as you know, I'm not the real CEO of my business. God is. So I work for the Lord. So therefore, whatever he say, I shall obey. This is his plan. He knew what I was predestined to be. He makes me prosper. He makes me prosperous. I don't manifest anything in my life. Nothing is manifested over here. Okay. God manifests stuff. God, the Almighty, the only God can manifest things in your life. All you have to do is pray and stop saging. All you have to do is obey and stop disobeying him. You want to do everything that this world tells you to do. You want to listen to this demonic music. You want to do this demonic stuff. and you want to bluff and stuff and fake it till you make it and all this nonsense. And you're not gonna win. You can try to do what you see other people do, but that's called coveting. Um, you can't do what God has someone else to do. Oh God, I wish I could. No, you need to ask God, what do you have me to do? You can try to do. You can't walk a mile in anyone's shoes. You can't walk a mile in my shoes. You can't walk a mile in anybody else's shoes, but your own. Okay. You're not gonna be, even if we fit the same size shoes. My feet are narrow, your feet may be, wide. So you have to decide. You cannot walk in these shoes. I can't walk in your shoes. So you need to choose on today whom you're going to pray and obey to. Uh, there's only one that you need to obey, but in your actions, you can't continue to act like a fool and think you're going to put the blame on my father. Every time something go wrong, oh, I knew it. See, God, he ain't. They be trying to make you, but no, this is my life, sweetheart. This ain't nothing that I'm reading and oh, that's why she's saying it. No, I'm living this, and I experience miracles all the time. When I'm in the bind, I already know what the light is going to shine at the end of the tunnel. I was like, wow, all these attacks, I already know this is whack, cause what's on the other side of that door. What's at the end of this tunnel? It may look dark right now, but that's for me to be found. That's for me to, I was blind, but now I see who's going to come with me to my destiny. See, everybody ain't going to come to my destiny, okay? They're not going to come to the next destination. Some people I'm just going to have to leave where they're at. I see you, sweetheart. I was blind, but now I see. I see you. Just because I'm not telling you that I see you. I'm telling you just like Yahweh told you. He told Judas like that he saw him, but he didn't say Judas. I see. Yeah, okay. So, all you need to know on this show is that you have to let go of the things that are not of God. And you have to decide on today whom you're going to pray and obey to. You have to pray and obey to the Almighty. If you do not, then you must have forgot. He said in Leviticus, the 28th chapter, y'all need to just read all of Leviticus. I'm just going to say Leviticus. But in Leviticus, it shows you when you are obedient to God, not this world. You can't do the things of this world and be obedient to God at the same time. It's one or the other. You either love one and you hate the other. That's biblical too. But anyways, Leviticus shows you when you are obedient to God and you decide to just do what God tells you to do, then all these things shall be added unto you. But on the opposite side of that page, if you do not obey what he say, then all of these things shall be taken from you. Like he will defend you from your enemies, but then on the flip side, you disobedient, you have your enemies again. I mean, come on. You got to know what you're doing that is wrong. You have to decide on today that you're going to obey and pray to the Almighty. To the Almighty. I know it's Almighty, but, I'm trying to, flow, as you know. So, before I let you go, you have to stop the wickedness. I don't care how you want to look at me or, oh, she just trying to say that ain't nothing wrong with saging. And it is. Now, if you knew who the Father was and you claimed to talk to him and all that, he would tell you himself. Period. You don't even, it will coincide with this word, but he will tell you himself. Ask and ye shall receive. But he said you must turn from your wicked ways, then he will hear from heaven. So you can't, oh God, just like Jonah had to sit in the belly of the fish for all them days because he prayed that first night. But God know when you faith. Oh, you just trying to get out of this situation right now. Oh, you just mad because you don't have a car right now or whatever it is or a house or whatever. Well, you're not going to get all that. You want to keep disobeying and not praying, then that's on you. You want to continue to be a fool. That has nothing to do with me. Period. Like he said, any person that you see that is in a bond or whatever, don't mean that they have sinned. But if you know that you're not right within, then you need to change. Like I tell you, you must repent. But before you repent, at least 30 days before, and that 90 days that you can give to the workplace that's gonna pay you nothing. Then you can do what God has you to do. You can do what, you can stop smoking, you can stop drinking, and then that way you can get in the habit of not doing that. At least if you do it for 90 days, you won't be quick to disobey when you pray and repent to the Almighty. So that's why I tell people, oh, they don't say that you have to stop for 90 days. And it don't. I'm telling you. Because just like you tempted after after you apply for a job and everybody's smoking around you or drinking or your friends out here doing all this extra stuff or whatever. I don't know what it is that you are sinning or that's holding you in bondage. But whatever it is, that's what you're a slave to. Number one. That's making you a fool right now. So if you don't want to be bound, um, then I'm trying to break it down so that you can be found. All you have to do is choose ye this day whom you're going to serve and pray to and obey on today. He said, choose ye this day whom you're going to serve. In your actions. I'm so tired of people saying, oh, I obey God. No, you don't. And you know this. You know this. You can try to dismiss what I'm saying, but you yourself know this firsthand if you don't understand. It's not simple. You know right from wrong, period. Just like we tell our kids, you know better. I don't have to tell you every little thing. Okay, you know better. You're grown. That's what you claim to be. Just because you age don't mean nothing. But you claim to be grown. Then act like it. It's no more of do what I say and not what I know. You stop doing what you're doing. How are they supposed to have some self-control when you don't have self-control? You got to let go and take back control. You don't have control. I'm not going to let nothing else have control. Ain't nobody going to have that much control of my emotions or nothing. So, as you know, for the show, I'm going to let you go. But, again, you must pray to the Almighty and obey what He say. Period. You're not going to win if you're not right within. You need to quit judging people like they were doing. Oh, his parents must have sinned. That he sinned. God says simply, neither did this man nor, this is John the 9th chapter, verse 3, neither did this man nor his parents sin. None of them sinned. You're just not right within, and you just thinking everybody's sin when they in a drought for a little second or they begging or what you feel is begging, and then you try to help to make yourself look good and yeah, I had to go over there because they ain't got nothing. Oh, okay. Did you know that the Almighty see you? Oh, He's showing His people because He's like, no, see, you see this right here? I'm gonna show you. And when He show you something, don't even flip or trip. You just need to see it and move accordingly. I see you. Okay. I'm gonna let you think that whatever you're doing is okay. Yeah. Yep. When I get up, when He removes me and I can see clearly now that the rain is gone, continue to be strong. Keep them hands up under your little. You want to sit on your hands and you don't understand and all. But continue, keep that same energy. When He blesses. Just keep that same and don't ask me for nothing because remember, I'm the one that need help. I'm the one that was begging and all this stuff. So if you must, let's put between you and God to discuss. We all have to go up there by ourselves. We will go up there with no excuses. So there's no excuses because you know better. When you know better, you must do better. Period. So, and as you know, when you are helping people let go of their stuff, you should know that the tax is going to happen. So don't think, oh, well, I'm not being attacked. I've been doing everything that God told me to do and all this and that. Because I know when I first, started on this journey, I'm like, God, I said exactly what you had me to say. I did exactly. I do what you tell me to do. What is this? I'm not being a fool, all this and that. But, this is a learning journey, a learning experience. And, it don't mean nothing. It just means that you just keep going. And now that you're knowing that, when you're helping people be delivered, stuff is going to be delivered to you. But that's fine. Because at the end of the day, when you pray to the Almighty, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. So that's all I think I have to say on today. You must pray and obey the Almighty. So I'm going to leave you with these few clips so you don't trip. Here we go. This is the Girl Get Up event that is going to be on July the 10th at 2 p.m. At this location. It's only $25. The first 10 people that actually purchases their ticket or what have you will get the Ghost Journal automatically. I will be keeping record. It automatically shows me the days and the times that you pay. So that's how I will be keeping record of it. So again, don't forget about the fashion show. That is August the 6th. That's also only $25. That'll be at 6 p.m. on August the 6th. We'll have DJ Bond and Donzelay to MC the event. We also have a lot of different vendors that will be there. And if you want to be a vendor, vendor fees is $50. You will get a table. If you do not have a table, it'll be $55. They will provide the table for you. We will provide $50 if you have your own table. $55, we will provide the table, chairs, whatever you need to succeed. Also, and you must register. There's only a limited amount of vendors that I can have. So you definitely don't want to wait too late. You must go ahead and pay your vendor fee so that you can be there. There's going to be a lot of people there, so you definitely want to go ahead and get your ticket so that you can get in. We also have the Beyond the Cover starting up, the summer camp starting up next month. If you want this week, it'll be July the 19th. I'll put the new flyer out on my Facebook and LinkedIn for the other dates, but it will cost more if you want to explore. But that 1 week, Regis Bank will be there. All of the people will be there to showcase, everything that they need to succeed that week. So it'll only be $75 for that. As you know, the fashion show clothes are from more easy. So any clothing is on all the websites. Also,